We're going to begin now. Just a couple of housekeeping points that we are recording the session to send out to everyone afterwards, but we will switch it off before we get to the Q&A session. Do pop into the chat where you're coming in from, what country. We do like to know what countries are represented. If you've already made Aliyah, just write Israel dash wherever. So welcome everyone to the session. I'm delighted to be here to be co-hosting the session here this afternoon. This is the agenda for today, so I'll just introduce everyone. I'm David. I work in the recruitment team here at the Lowy International School. I'll begin shortly by giving you an overview of the university, student life, funding, the Olim community, and then I'll hand over. I'm delighted to be co-hosting with Elana Spector-Cohen, head of the English programs at the Division of Languages, and Hannah Jewel Solomon, who's the pedagogical coordinator, and they'll present the MA in TESOL, teaching English to speakers of other languages. And then we'll hand over to, delighted to have Avital Feldman, who is the head of the English desk at the Israel Student Authority, who will then run through Minhal HaStudentim and how to apply for their assistance. So let's begin. I'm going to begin with a quick video. It's just literally just 2 minutes long. It's about the program, and then I'll jump more macro about the university and the student life and community, the Olim community here, etc. So here we go. Oops. If you can't hear it, let me know.
Hi, my name is Hannah Jewel Solomon. I teach at the MA TESOL at Tel Aviv University. I am also the pedagogical coordinator of our practicum, where students go out and teach in schools for 5 hours every week. Together with the practicum, we have a course at the university called Bridging from Theory to Practice. In this course, we deal with issues that come up in the schools, in the practicum. We talk about the theories behind it. And with the discussions that we have in class, we try to prepare the students to be teachers in the system in Israel, dealing with the issues that will pop up for them. But we also look into teaching outside of Israel. We talk a lot about the education that the students come with from different countries in the world. Most of the students who stay in Israel, they are scattered around schools all over the country with different scenarios.
Hi, my name is Yaakov Kravitz. I'm from Columbus, Ohio, the United States. I am an Olei Hadash. The Olim integration track, it really allows me to integrate into Israeli society between the Ulpan, learning things that I wouldn't know otherwise, and also being able to get that teaching certificate and really launch into a career here in Israel.
Wonderful. I think you're the first time I've played that video officially. I think we just filmed you, Hanny, literally just, I think, in the summer. Like it was very, very soon. It was like just last month or something. So it's the first time we're playing it. You'll find out more about the program, but this is the Olim integration track in conjunction with Minhal HaStudentim to give new Olim an opportunity to start studying in English and then eventually graduate in Hebrew. And it allows for a more softer integration into Israeli society and the education system. So this, just sort of zooming out a little bit, this kind of gives you a good snapshot of the university for those of you who don't know much about us. Listen, first of all, we're Israel's largest and most comprehensive institution of higher education. 30,000 students, 2,000 plus are international, and they come from 100 plus countries from all over the world. You'll see a picture here of the campus. It's one campus, 220 acres, just north of downtown Tel Aviv. Lots of green spaces on campus. It's a big institution, 9 faculties, 130 schools and departments. It's a multidisciplinary institution of academic excellence. Now, to those of you who, obviously some of you all live here in Tel Aviv, but we're very proud to be here in Tel Aviv. It's a pulsating, vibrant city. It's a coastal city you can see here. It's Israel's cultural and commercial capital. It's been nicknamed the Mediterranean capital of cool by the New York Times. It's a non-stop city. You can never stop exploring. It's a great city to live in, to study, to visit. I think every 100 meters you'll find a fresh juice stand on the street corner. It's home to the world's third most sushi restaurants per capita, just after Tokyo in New York. And also, it was ranked just recently number one out of 9 best destinations for vegan travelers. So it's a great place to live. The culture is amazing. There's great weather. It also has one of the highest dog to human ratios in the world. It has 25,000 registered dogs. It's a wonderful place to live. I've lived here for over a decade. I adore it, and we're very proud to be based here in Tel Aviv as well. In addition to the program, which you'll hear more about, and it's a wonderful program, I think one of the best things about coming to study with us, in addition to that, is you'll actually come in to join a community. We have a community team here that are there on arrival day. They organize orientation. They are there to welcome you, so you're not coming to some, big institution and feeling lost. They're a team of 4 people. They are available, 24/7 for any issues or support that you need. They organize activities and clubs and events on campus, yoga night, movie night, pizza night, Hebrew speaking clubs. They'll take you off on day trips in Tel Aviv and Jerusalem with all of the other international students as well. So you'll get to experience and maximize your time in Israel as well. They'll also give you the tools and support that you need as students to create student-led clubs and events. You'll see here some pictures of student-led events we've held on campus. This, I think, is one of the yoga nights that we do in our building, volunteer work. They do parties. We had our end of year graduation ceremony just last week, and the day before we did a big party for everyone. I think it was needed now more than anything after the past year that we've had. So it was great for everyone to come to our building. We have a big garden, have a party. We had live music and to let their hair down. You'll also see some more pictures here of on-campus events in our building, Purim parties, Hanukkah parties, Christmas celebrations, with all of the other international students as well. So you'll get to meet not just from your program, but from all the other programs as well. And this is, by the way, you can also chat with, we have 45 student ambassadors in our UniBuddy platform. I'll send you the link afterwards by email. You can go to our website, you can register, and you can chat with all of our student ambassadors and ask them, any question you have about what it's like to be a student here, the best things on campus, where to go in Tel Aviv, any kind of question you want, you can reach out and you can ask them. You're also going to find out more from Avital about the special funding available to Olim Chadashim from Minhal HaStudentim. But we also have funding, we have a scholarship fund that we give out. On our website, we have all the scholarship options that we're aware of, not just from us, from Tel Aviv University, but also from other organizations we have listed there. So there's lots of resources there for you to really to utilize and to maximize and to really bring the cost of funding down. And I do want to just mention as well that when you come to us as a student, you're not just joining a community of international students, of Tel Aviv University students, but you'll also join a community of Olim students. We have a brand new integration and immigration integration coordinator, Eva, who just started a few months ago. And she's there to look after all of our Olim students and making sure, they're being the best that they can be. She's there to support with mentorship, engagement. There's also additional financial support for Olim Chadashim. There's also a new arrangement with the Students' Authority where tuition funds can be transferred directly to the international school that saves students having to pay that and then be reimbursed by the authority afterwards. We also have for this coming year a wonderful new initiative called Our Community in partnership with the Students' Authority. And that offers eligible Olim students up to 1,500 shekels per month in addition to their additional financial support. And it's there to foster a strong sense of belonging through community programming. So they'll have monthly meetings, you'll have to, come and attend them and take part in them, and also do at least, I think, 2 OPANs as well, just to improve your Hebrew also. So that's that. I don't want to take away the thunder of this program, which is a wonderful program, but it's one of, at the moment, we have four academic integration tracks for new Olim, where you start in English or French, and then you transfer to the Hebrew track in years 2. This is the only one that we have at graduate level, though, the MA in TESOL. And that was it. Just a very quick thing about the university, about funding, about student life, about the Lowy International School. Don't worry about taking my contact information right here. I'll send that out to everyone by email afterwards. But I'll be here till the end of the session to answer any questions you guys have. Thank you so much for listening. I'd like to hand over to Elana and Hani. Thank you so much for joining us.
Thank you, David. I'm just going to share my screen and then I'll introduce myself. Okay. So my name's Elana Spector-Cohen, and with Hene, who is giveaway for those who came a little later, we're part of the MA TESOL program. Hene, as you saw in the video, is the pedagogical coordinator. I am a lecturer in the program, and we're part of an academic committee that we really are hands-on in running the program as well, along with a coordinator of the program. So I'd like to just tell you a little bit about the MA side of the program, which would be the first year. And the MA TESOL program is a one-year program. It starts with the summer session. This year it starts on August 18th, so it's usually sometime around August. And then it follows the fall and spring semesters at Tel Aviv University. You're automatically accepted into the non-thesis track, but based on academic excellence, you can be, towards the end of the program, admitted into our optional thesis track. That would be like another year of research and writing up your thesis. One thing that Olim maybe do not know is that if you are interested in pursuing a PhD in Israel, the requirement is that you have a thesis. So for those of you who are interested in going into academia and research, that's something important to know. We also have a practical teaching component. Hannah can tell you about that. But I think one of the strengths of our program, a lot of times in teacher sort of MA TESOL program, you only have options of teaching in the school system. In our program, you can teach anywhere from obviously elementary up to high school, but there's a very good job market in higher education as well. So you can do your practical teaching in higher education. I am the head of English programs also at Tel Aviv University, and many students are, I mentor in the courses that I teach. And we also have placement in adult education with refugees and asylum seekers.
That, though, Elana, for those who are seeking to get a teaching certificate for being in the school system, then in our program, they will also be in the school system.
Exactly.
Elementary, junior high, or high school.
Yes, but you also have the opportunity, maybe not in Olim, I'm not sure, to maybe do a semester in a school and a semester in higher education, or it would be a year.
Yeah.
That's
well, we talk about that individually.
Okay. Another numbers of strength of our program is that we are open to accept students with absolutely no background in education and in language teaching. So it's sort of like a hybrid of a teacher training program, but also a rigorous research-based master's program. So we do, in all of our courses, try to integrate both the theory and the practice. So we do have some courses, and later on I'll show you some of the courses that are more practical in nature, courses that are much more research-based in nature, but we're always trying to make that connection between theory and practice. We also have field trips for some of the courses. usually in Tel Aviv, but also outside of Tel Aviv. And we're a small program. We have an average around 10 to 15 students. So it makes it easy to give everybody personal attention. Our staff is extremely supportive, as are the lecturers. And I personally think that the atmosphere in the program is excellent. We're like a family. We also have a joint research forum with MA students in a parallel Hebrew medium program. That's the MA in multilingual education. These are mostly teachers who are already in the field. And on Thursdays, usually through Zoom, sometimes hybrid, we have researchers from all over the world who will come and talk about their specific research. And it's a good opportunity to give you like tastes of what's going on in the field in addition to the courses that you'll be taking.
Yeah.
Now, the program itself is 38 credit hours, and you have 3 seminar papers in addition and a final task that you have to do if you're in the non-thesis track. We do not have any tests, any exams. All of the final assignments are papers or take-home exams. If you join the thesis track, it's 32 hours, 2 seminar papers and a thesis, but we very much recommend that you take the entire program, all the courses. And number one, learn as much as you can. But number two, if something happens and for whatever reason you cannot complete your thesis, then you can graduate from the program. And you can see the courses that we have this coming year in the summer, fall, and spring semesters. So maybe, Hannah, if you want to talk about your course in the summer, the Israeli educational context, because that's very relevant for new immigrants.
I definitely will. In the summer, before you go out to the schools, we have the course, which is an introduction to the Israeli educational context. And I take you through, try to give you a view of what it'll be to teach in a school, what the schools look like, how the system works. And obviously we balance it out and seeing what your school system looked like, sort of trying to compare, but it's meant to introduce you to going out to schools. The second course in the summer that is also an introduction and something that can help you when you go out to the schools is the language awareness. It's about teaching vocabulary and grammar parts of the language, and it'll give you both the knowledge behind it, but also practical ideas for what you can do out in the schools and with the students that you will be working with throughout the year.
Great, thanks.
And we will continue in the fall. Also, I'll just say it now, in connection to the teaching at the schools, we have a course called Bridging from Theory to Practice. For some reason, I don't see it here, but it's a year. Oh, there it is, Practicum. So with that course, that's the support for you out in the schools. We discuss issues, we discuss techniques, we discuss what you've seen or what you prefer to do, how you work in the classes, etc. So that's the practicum component.
Thank you. And you can see there is a mix of courses that are more practical, such as methods of language teaching, a methodology course, and also those that are more research-based, such as teacher identity. Classroom interaction and discourse would be sort of a mix of the two. In the spring, the same thing. We have research-based and practical courses, but we always try to make that connection. I teach the course in curriculum design and material development. and a course which I wish I had the opportunity to take when I did my TESOL many years ago is on how to teach students with learning disabilities and students with special needs, which is super relevant. So it's a wonderful mix of both theory and practice here. Hannah, if you want to just give a little bit more information.
I've already mentioned the guidance course, the 1 credit hour. It goes throughout the year. We start in the fall and go all the way into the spring, where we touch on issues from the schools. Sometimes I give workshops on a special issue that we see that the teachers especially need. One of them usually is how to teach literacy, teaching children to read. How does one do that? And then on top of that, you will be out in schools. You will be assigned according to what you choose. We will talk about it. You will choose elementary, junior high, or high school, or secondary education or adult education, but mainly the others. In the school or at the educational institution where you will be, you'll be there for 5 hours a week. Out of those, you will be both observing the teacher, you will be following the teacher in the classroom like a teaching assistant. On top of that, you will also take over. You will start with smaller assignments and moving on to teaching full classes. You will have there's going to be a big connection to what you study in the other courses. Many of the courses will ask you to plan for your lessons at the schools so that you will actually be able to carry out what you have planned in your academic studies, and you will carry it out and reflect on it, and then build yourselves up through that.
Yeah, in addition, you might be conducting research also in your, using your practical teaching student population. Thank you, Hannah. Career opportunities. Well, yes, this is an MA in teaching English to speakers of other languages. So many of our graduates go on to teach English in Israel and abroad, and in many different contexts. In the school system, obviously, higher education, in the private sector, some have, for example, opened up private schools or afternoon schools. I think we had graduates that even opened up English speaking nursery school.
Yes, we had.
But we also have people who go into related fields. They're not necessarily in the classroom, or they're in the classroom and doing other things, such as materials and curriculum development. Some go on to work in testing, sometimes even in national testing. And as I said, many do go on to PhD programs in universities around the world. Our acceptance requirements are that, first of all, you would have to have an undergraduate degree from a recognized institution of higher learning. We would need your original transcripts and your diploma. If you're in your final year, for example, then you can be accepted conditionally, with the condition that within 30 days in the summer session, you do send your final official transcripts. You have to have a grade point average of at least 80 on a scale of 100. If your system is different, then we would understand what that would be on the scale from our registrar's office. You need proof of English proficiency. So for example, if you did your undergraduate degree in an English-speaking country, obviously you would be exempt. Or if you did your undergraduate degree in not necessarily in an English-speaking country, but the degree program was entirely in English, that would exempt you. We also accept international tests as proof of proficiency, IELTS, TESOL, and Cambridge exams, that we can give you more information. And you would need to supply 2 academic references, an updated CV, and obviously fill out the application form. There is an essay that you write about why you'd like to join the program, why you're a good fit for the program, and why the program's a good fit to you. And obviously we have the Olim integration track that we'll be talking about. And there are partial program scholarships available also from the TESOL program itself. So as David said, there are a lot of sources of possible funding. And so that, again, we could give you more information about the program scholarships. So that's about all I have to say at the moment. Obviously, if there are questions, I'd be very, very happy to answer them, as would Henning. So thank you very much.
Thank you so much, Elana. Thank you so much, Henny. I think you guys are getting ready because the program starts next month, doesn't it? In August with the Ulpan, so literally around the corner. So I guess you guys are very busy right now. So I really appreciate you guys taking the time to come and talk to everyone right now. Thank you. Before I hand over to Avital, I want to do just a quick poll. Just let me just pull it up. Where is it? I just want to find out how many of you have actually made Aliyah or you're thinking about it, just because we'd like to know. If you just pop in there. Okay. 40% of you have answered, so I'll just wait a few more. Okay. Has everyone answered? Okay, let me share the results. Okay. So 70% of you are already Olim Chadashim, already living here, which is great. 20% of you are thinking about it, and some of you are other. I don't know what the other is, so I'd be intrigued to find out. So do pop that into the chat and let us know. Also, by the way, if you have questions for Elana and Hannah about the program, we'll do the Q&A session, but please pop it into the chat before then so you don't forget about it. We'll get to them afterwards as well. That's interesting. Cool. Well, thank you so much. I'd like to hand over to Avital Feldman. Welcome, Avital, head of the English desk at the Minhal HaStudentim.
Thank you very much. I'm happy to be here. So I'll just share my screen quick. Okay.
Yeah? No. All
Okay.
good.
So hi everyone, my name is Avital Feldman. I'm the head of the English desk at the Israel Student Authority. For those who don't know or haven't heard of us before, the Israel Student Authority is a department at the Ministry of Aliyah and Integration, and we assist young Olim, or even those who haven't made Aliyah yet but are interested in making Aliyah, with the process, but specifically those who have already made Aliyah and looking to study in Israel. We offer both a full scholarship for your studies and a full support system that I'll dive into now. And we're very happy to be able to partner and collaborate with the Tel Aviv University, the International School, and specifically with this TESOL program. So a little bit about, you heard more about the program and what's in it, and I want to talk a little bit about just my perspective why being able, those who decide to go into the integration track, where we call it an Aliyah academic program, where you start in English, right? The first year of TESOL will be in English, and then you continue into the Hebrew learning for your teaching certificate in Hebrew. And in that first year, you can get Ulpan classes. So instead of coming, and having to jump from Ulpan to Ulpan and looking for places to study Hebrew and working on your Hebrew, this program allows you to have it all in one place as part of the curriculum, and allows you for a smoother integration into the Hebrew program, but also then afterwards, when you want to go into the workforce and the job market, you'll already be more comfortable with your Hebrew, and you've been, in an Israeli university. And so we really believe that it's a smoother integration, and really it's a win-win situation. so a little bit about, I'll get into the detail of what our assistance is, but just to start with the eligibility criteria for our assistance. In order to be eligible, you need to be in the status of Ole Chadash, Katin Chozer, or Ezrach Ole. If you're not sure, I'm sure most of the Olim pretty much know what their status is, but if you're not sure or you haven't made Aliyah yet and planning on making Aliyah, you can reach out to us and we'll help you find out. You would need to begin your studies within 3 years of your Aliyah date. This doesn't include Army service or national service, Shahut Leumi. If you do the Army service or national service, we freeze that time and you can be eligible for an extension of your eligibility after when you've completed your service. And those who do the Army can also get an extension for up to 1 year of Keva. And for this program specifically, it's on an MA level. And so most of our programs, the eligibility for an MA is up to age of 30, but we extended it here to 35 to allow more Olim to join and receive our scholarship, because it's really important to us to, help as many as possible. We do need to limit it at some point, but we did try to extend it as much as we can. So the scholarship itself is up to 100% of the standard university tuition. Because this program is through the international school, the costs are a little higher than the standard university tuition. So you can see here then what the standard university tuition is. At the moment, it's 15,748 shekels a year. This is what we cover. For this program, we will also cover the teaching certificate. So basically you can get, double this amount. And as David mentioned earlier, there are other scholarships out there that you can, apply for that will help you cover the difference that you have to pay. And so we pay as much as we can, and you can, again, look for other scholarships. Just have in mind that if you're receiving our scholarship, because it's a government scholarship, the only other government scholarship you can receive at the same time is from the Ministry of Defense. So if you're not sure if there's another scholarship that you can or can't receive in parallel, just be in touch with us and we're more than happy to let you know. But most of them are really okay to receive in parallel. As I mentioned, in this program, you'll also receive Hebrew Ulpan. Those who are eligible for our tuition assistance will add more, more money for this Hebrew Ulpan so that you can advance at least 2 levels of Ulpan while you're studying. And those who made Aliyah or are going to make Aliyah after the 1st of March 2024, you should be eligible for an additional rent scholarship or rent grant of up to 1,500 shekels per year for up to 2 years. So basically throughout the program, whether you live on campus, off campus, that's up to you, but it's available to you. It might not pay the whole rent, but it will definitely help. And so that was the financial scholarship, the financial assistance, which is the big thing. But I want to also mention our full support system. As we're part of the government. I don't know, by the way, any other government in the world that really wants, we call it Olim, other countries will call it immigrants, but really want you to come into the country and study and do well, and have your back. And that's what we do. We have your back throughout your studies. And so in addition to the financial scholarship, we offer a full support system that includes, David mentioned some of these already, but we work together to get on-campus English-speaking counselors, social and cultural activities throughout the year, trips around the country. We work with social workers and psychologists. So if anything personal comes up, we're more than happy to, schedule a meeting for you with someone. And we have academic assistance, of course. We have mentorship programs. And so really, we want you to be able to focus on your studies and do well, and we'll take care of the rest. You can just see here a few pictures from our students throughout. This was last year. And you can see it's just, we want to make sure that you're also part of a community, that you're not alone. We work with the JLIC on campus. And everyone can find their place. And again, we're there, to help with anything that is needed. All you need to do is just say. Regarding the application, so this is more technical. We work together with Tel Aviv University, so we share information. So what we request is that you, in order for us to be able both at the same time to send your information over to Tel Aviv University, the program staff to check your admission criteria, and reach out to you regarding that. But we, at the same time, we want to save as much time as possible. So at the same time, we will be able to check your eligibility for everything I mentioned, for the tuition scholarship and the full support system. And so we have a website. You can scan this QR code. We'll also we'll put our contact information on the chat here. My colleague Yara will do it. And you can fill out the form, and we will make sure to both send your contact information to the program staff, and at the same time check your eligibility for a scholarship. And once you're accepted to the program, you can then, if you're eligible, you can then apply for our scholarship. And again, any technical issue, anything at all, if you have any questions, I'm also here until the end of the webinar, but also feel free to contact us by email, by WhatsApp. We're behind the email, we're behind the WhatsApp. It's not a robot or anything. So it's very personal. And really anything you need, we're here for you. So wishing you the best of luck. That's it on my part.
Wonderful. Thank you so much, Avital. And I said I didn't introduce Yara is also here as well. Hi, Yara. Welcome. I saw you put into the chat function your contact information, which is great. So I'll put that in the email afterwards to everyone. Wonderful. So thank you so much. So we presented about the university, about the MA in TESOL, about the wonderful support from the Students' Authority. We'd like to hand it over to you guys. So please feel free, ask any question you want to ask us. If you're too shy, pop it into the chat, but you're welcome to switch on your cameras. Let me stop the recording now, just so that people are happy to speak.